Welcome to the Word of Truth. This is Teacher D.H. Boone. Today's message is you have to live for the day. Just think about it. If you worried about yesterday, last week, something that happened that you didn't have no control over, or whether you did have control over it, if it's gone, you can't do nothing about it today, why worry about something that you can't do nothing about it, but you live in today in the present? And we never know what the rest of the day gonna bring. We never know what next week. We can't worry about what's gonna happen in 2 or 3 years from now. What we have to do is live for the day. Do your best that you can do for today. Make sure you be present for today and don't let yesterday rob you of today. Don't let your future rob you of today. Just like the word says, hey, live for today because tomorrow got troubles of its own. Why would you bring something in today that don't even exist? You know what I'm saying? The past is the past. The future is the future. What we have is now. It's a lot of people that they are so consumed in their past, what didn't happen, what they should have did. They have low self-esteem from their past. You can't do nothing about it. Just think about it. If you can't do nothing about it, why worry about it? That's what the enemy wants. He wants us to worry about something that we have no control over. He wants us to be pressed down. He wants us to be depressed. He wants us to have anxiety. He wants us to worry because he don't want us to have no type of fruit. He don't want us to grow. He don't want us to excel. He don't want us to spread our wings. He don't want us to forgive other people. He don't want us to forgive ourselves. He don't want us to be free. He wants us to be pressed down. And how he do that is he try to make us feel guilty of the past. If it's something that you did, if you can't do nothing about it, you got to let it go. You got to forgive yourself. But you got to make sure you forgive other people as well. That anybody who trespassed against you, you got to forgive them. Just like you want people to forgive you if you trespass against other people. We all got to realize that we all are imperfect. We all made mistakes. But the thing about it is to learn from your mistake and grow and keep growing and evolving. It's always room for growth. It's always room for advancements. It's always room to improve. But you gotta let yesterday, last week, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years, 20 years ago, you gotta let it go. Because it will really rob you. It's some people that's in your past. They in your past because they wasn't meant to be in your present. It's gonna be some other people in your future. But you can't worry about that. Some people you have to let go. You have to make sure that you set certain boundaries for your life, for your now, for your today. But we have to realize that we are all imperfect. You have to accept yourself as you are. You have to realize that it's okay to not to be okay. Because we all have ups and downs. We all have things that we can all look back and say, oh my God, I wish I hadn't did that. But it's part of growing. It's part of transforming. It's about evolving, you know? When you look back over your life, if you look back, just say, hey, I sure came a long way. You may not have a lot of material things, but knowledge is power. Knowledge could get you whatever you need today. So you got to use the knowledge that you learned from the mistake that you made and apply it today. Each day, you just got to get up and you got to do your best and you got to be present. You got to be present today. You can't be fully present and fully aware of who you truly are and be your authentic self if you worried about the past and worried about what other people say. What I've learned as I grew, is that it's always going to be somebody that's going to say something. Somebody is going to try to is going to give an opinion that you ain't even asked for. People always got something to say. But if it ain't nobody who's trustworthy, somebody who have proven themselves to be loyal and trustworthy, and they self-regulate, they self-aware, they self-aware, and they're living their life, and they're growing, and they're evolving, and they're maturing, then if it ain't no person that has showed you that they was trustworthy to even give you an opinion if you ask for it, I wouldn't worry. It don't matter what people say, because people always gonna say something. But your life is supposed to matter to you, not matter to what other people think or say. Because see, people are gonna live their life and they're gonna do what they want to do, but they want to try to control you and try to tell you what you need to do. But what you need to do is tell them that they need to mind their business, and you need to keep on course on what you're doing. Because see, the enemy worked through people. Just like God worked through people, the enemy worked through people too. And you have to realize that if ain't nobody for you, if they not for you, if they against you, then what merit and what weight do they opinion have in your life? It's only the weight that you give it. If you let it matter, then it'll matter. But if you don't let it matter, it don't. Always remember, the enemy don't want to be forgotten. So he gonna try to work through somebody. Whoever opened the door and opened the door, they mind and they soul, and let him work through it, then he gonna try to work through somebody. And a lot of times he'll work through somebody that's close to you. But you have to be strong enough to take assertive of your own life. You can't put your life in somebody else's hands, because see, people are going to do what they want to do, and you got to make sure that you strong enough and you show up for your life. Because at the end of the day, you have to live your life, and you can't let anybody control your life and your destiny, where you want to go, what you want to do. You got to be your authentic self. Just like that person is going to be their authentic self. That killed me when people, they do what they want to do in their life, and then they try to control you and try to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm like, you better go somewhere and sit down. Because we are all independent people. You know, we got our own minds, and we got to utilize our mind and utilize the God-given talent that God has given us. And we got to keep moving forward. Sometimes people want to take you back. Oh, you remember this and this and that? No, I don't remember that. If you want to hold on to that, you go ahead. Because, see, I'm moving forward. Because God said those who have their hand on the plow and looking back is not fit for the kingdom. And see, God say, if he be for you, who could be against you? God say, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and he will refute every tongue that rise up against you. So if God is for you, who could be against you? So what will people say? God said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and he will refute every tongue that rise up against you. So God will deal with everybody who rising, trying to rise their tongue up against you. See, we got to give our enemy to God. But see, you got to keep going. Because see, the enemy is trying to get you off course. Because see, he got kicked out of heaven. And he wants you not to make it to where God have set for you, your destiny and your purpose and a plan he have for your life. So you can't keep looking back. You can't drive a car, keep looking back, because you're going to eventually crash. And that's how it is in life. You can't keep looking in your past, because you ain't going to get nowhere. You're going to keep crashing. You have to make sure you tell yourself, hey, I'm living for today. I'm living for myself. I'm being assertive. I'm being confident in who I am. You make sure you be your authentic self. Don't try to be who somebody wants you to be or somebody think you should be. You got to be yourself. And you should never argue with somebody about you, who you are, and what you stand for and what you want to do. If you have to have some type of altercation about who you are, what you want to do with somebody, then that person don't need to be in your life. Because how is somebody going to argue with you about you, what you want to do? Some people don't want to grow. Some people don't want to evolve. Somebody don't want to climb. But it doesn't matter what they want for you. It matters what you want for you. See, some people won't hold you back. They don't want you to go and grow. And some people, they see the potential in you, but they don't want you to see the potential. And when they see that you are starting to feel who you truly are and the things that you want to do, what may be different from what they want to do, but once they see that you coming out your shell and you turning from a caterpillar to a butterfly, they don't want that. They don't want you to be able to rise up and fly. They don't want that. Some people are so afraid that you're going to excel higher than them. So you know what? They want to try to keep you down. They just want to suppress you. They're trying to keep you down because, see, some people don't want to do better. Some people don't want to grow. Some people don't want to spread their wings. Some people don't have that motivation. But you cannot wait for somebody to motivate you just because they don't want to motivate you. And anybody that's always constantly putting you down, is that somebody that you truly want to be in your life? Somebody that's always talking about what you ain't doing, what you don't have, what you should be doing. See, people kill me when they always try to tell somebody what they should be doing. You know? We all have hills and valleys. But the thing about it is, don't let nobody put a label on you. Don't let nobody put you in a box. You know? You got to know who you are for you. And don't answer to something that don't identify with your true authentic self. It's just like if your name is Ralph and somebody keeps saying James, you ain't gonna answer, right? Because your name ain't James, your name is Ralph. So if somebody try to call you out your name or try to belittle you, that's not you. So don't you answer and don't you respond. And sometimes you gotta take a break from certain situations, and you got to look within yourself and say, because see, it's always room to change. It's always room for improvement. It's always room to evolve. It's always a way. So sometimes you got to get out your comfort zone if you want to reach a certain goal. Sometimes you have to step out on faith. And sometimes you have to say, look, this is what I need, this is what I want, but you got to work towards it. If something you're not getting fulfilled from something that you're doing, that you got to do something different. Because just like it don't stay summer forever, it don't stay winter forever. The seasons change, so you got to change. You got to say, okay, this is not working. I'm not getting to where I need to be, so I got to make a difference, you know? But you got to do it for you. See, people always want to live their life through you. And the same people who try to belittle you and put you down, they actually insecure. Because if they wasn't insecure or had some type of jealous or envious spirit, why would they have to put you down? If they felt so good and secure about themselves, why would they have to talk about you? Why would they have to put you down? Some people who feel that they don't have control over their own life, that they try to control you. But never let nobody have that much power. Never let nobody set themselves up in your life as a God. Don't do it. Because people, that trip me out when people try to make you do what they want you to do, and then they get mad if you don't do what they want you to do. But you can't tell them what to do. It's like, shut up and sit down. See, you got to take back what the enemy stole from you. See, I understand so much now. You know, I used to always say, okay, take back what the enemy stole from me. How can I take it back? That means stop giving in to the enemy. The enemy works through people. Don't let the enemy control you. You stand up and you have a voice too. You know, how can somebody have a voice over your life, but you can't have a voice over their life? Come on, please, somebody tell me, please. That is something that burns in me like fire. When people try to control other people and don't think that they don't have their own mind, their own drives, their own inspirations, but they want them to live their life according to what they say. So they want to make them happy But then you unfulfilled. Because see, if you're not doing your and being your authentic self, you're not going to be fulfilled. So you're going to be depressed. That's why a lot of people is depressed and frustrated, is because they not doing what they feel like deep down inside they full potential. You know. But see, some people can hold you back too. I'm telling you. Some people don't want you to grow. Some people don't want you to rise up. You know. See, they don't care if you rise up a little bit, but they afraid that you're going to pass them and exceed them. They're trying to keep that power because they don't want you to have power to grow. They want to keep the power that they had over you. But you got to break that power. You got to take back your power. You got to take back what the enemy stole from you. You know, the enemy wants your confidence. He want to make you feel guilty. He want to make you feel that you can't. Remember, you can do all things through Christ which strengthens you. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't. Don't never let nobody put you down and put a label on you. If that's not your name and that's not who you identify yourself with, don't answer it. You know, just like I say, if your name is Ralph and somebody call you James, if somebody say James, you're not going to answer because that's not your name. If somebody try to call you out of your name, don't you answer. Don't you relate to that, because you say, hey, that's not me. I'm not answering to something that I'm not. And you got to tell people, hey, you know what? This is my life. You're not going to control my life. Either you're going to roll with me or I'm going to roll by myself without you. But I'm rolling. And I'm going to do what it is that God led guide me to do. You know, because even in relationships, you know, it could be mother and daughter, it could be son and father, it could be husband and wife, it could be sister and brother. Even though you're connected by family and by blood, we all are still individual and have our own mind. God didn't make us individuals for other people to control us, you know. And that's why a lot of people is depressed, because they have a voice and they're afraid to speak. It's because of somebody who don't want them to speak. Somebody wants them to be quiet. Who really loves you that's going to make you be quiet and don't want you to live your full potential? Is that really love? No, that's control. That's conditional love. That means I love you based on what you do that I want you to do. I don't need nobody in my life like that. If you're going to try to control me and try to tell me to be a certain way, it ain't going to work like that. You got to take your power back. You do. And you got to stand up and you got to be assertive. You got to be confident in who you are, because you can do it. You can do all things through Christ which strengthens you. Don't let nobody belittle you. Don't let nobody put you down. Don't let nobody put a label on you or put you in a box. God didn't design you to be in a box. He said, I have plans for you to be in good health and for you to prosper and to grow. And he said, those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as an eagle. They shall run and not go weary. They shall walk and not faint. That's what he said. He said, oh Lord. He said, remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. He said, you have not because you ask not. Have you asked God for what it is that you wanted? Did you ask God? Did you? Sorry about that, but my charm fell off. Yep, I got a little excited talking about this because people is tripped out. And it's funny how I was just talking about the ego, and then my bracelet got caught, and the ego fell off my but I could put it back on. But God is good. And you got to live your life to please the Lord. And you got to live your life to please yourself too. Yes, we're supposed to be here for other people and help other people. But we're not supposed to be here for other people to control us and use us as the doormat. You know, you got to use your mind. You got to be yourself. You have to make moves. You don't have to give permission from something that God tell you to do and something that you feel inside. Why you got to get permission from somebody? Why you won't do it just because they don't like it? If they don't like it, too bad. But you can't let them live their life and them control your life too, and you pleasing them. So that means you're not pleasing yourself. Whew, boy. Mm, mm, mm. You gotta live for today, and you got to live your full potential life. You got to. Don't worry about last week. Don't let nobody talk about, oh, you remember, you was this, you was that. Some people want you, when you go to court for something, you tried one time. If you found guilty or you found innocent, if you found guilty, you do your time, but you can't be tried for that again. If you find innocent, then, hey, you innocent. But if you already did your time, don't let nobody keep bringing you up, bringing the shit up and try to make you pay for it over and over again. It's either they gonna forgive you or they not. But don't let nobody hold you back. So you got to be free up here. Everything starts in the mind. You got to be strong enough up here in order to be strong enough to walk away and rise up over some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because that killed me when people want you to do exactly what they want you to do. But you can't tell the same people, you can't even mention nothing to them. That's some self-righteous, self-centered bull crap. That's what it is. So I pray that you enjoyed this message. This just came to me. Live for the day. Live your God-given talent. Don't let nobody hold you up. Don't let nobody hold you down. Don't let nobody stop you. You got a voice, speak. Don't let nobody quiet you, shut you up, silence you. Don't let nobody put you in a box. Don't let nobody put a label on you. If it ain't you, then don't worry about what people say. Woo! For the Lord is good, and his mercy endure forever. I hope you enjoyed this message. Until next time, may the peace of God be with you. Peace.